on day one, we talked about how there wasn't much compete. It was more about teaching and stuff. Day two was more of a competitive aspect, more of a competitive practice. And the defense was definitely ruled the day here for the Cowboys rookies. And just want to point out a couple of different players there. You know, we've talked a bunch about Micah Parsons, where he's going to play, Jabril Cox. You know, those are two guys that definitely stood out. Saturday of the practices that I was able to watch. I think we got a little bit, Jeff, of an idea, and Gavin, of an idea what the plan is going to be for Jabril Cox. They put him as a right defensive end, stand up, 2-point stance, and have him coming off the edge. I feel they'll move him around.
Jabril Cox?
I'm sorry, Parsons.
Oh, okay.
Parsons. My bad.
Wow,
Weird spot for him.
That was getting real interesting.
No, I don't know why I was thinking.
They got
I
some
had
great plans.
LSU on the brain there, but no, I'm sorry. Parsons was the how they're going to. I think that they're going to try and move him around, but they had him rushing off that right side. He was going against Josh Ball, the tackle from Marshall, and Josh really didn't have very much of an answer for him. And when you watch Josh play, the one thing he has was the athletic ability and the ability to extend and to keep guys off him and to kind of keep his guy wide. But going against Micah Parsons there, he didn't have very much success doing that. So I was impressed by him. They also used Micah Parsons in some coverage in the interception that Jabril Cox had. They tried to run a vertical route down the middle of the field. Parsons was able to carry the receiver, and then Cox was back behind carrying his guy to the opposite side. Ball was tipped in the air, and then he was in position to make the play. We've talked about with Jabril Cox, his ability to be the right place at the right time when it comes to coverage and things like that. They're playing him at that will linebacker spot is where they were playing him. So two of the rookie linebackers showed up pretty well there for that period for the Cowboys.
I mean, that's great stuff. Taking it all in here, it seems like there's the possibility that they didn't draft a stand-up linebacker, but they drafted an edge player. Am I off?
I think to me that I think they feel like they're going to make this guy a complete player. Okay. I feel like that's what they're going to do with him. I think his.
But there's complete players that play outside like that.
Right.
Do you think he's going to move around a lot of different spots?
I do think he's going to move around. I don't see them, because if you watch him play, and Jeff's watched him himself, some of the success that he had at Penn State was attacking the middle of the pocket. But I was interested to see, okay, are they going to bring him on blitzes, or are they going to put him down as an edge player? And we thought with some nickel stuff, it might mean kick Tank Lawrence inside as a 3, have Odighi Zawab also play as a 3, and then have Gregory play as the other end. So, I still think there's some of those types of possibility. 3 guys hands down, 1 guy standing up, and then rushing the passer off that way, with Parsons being that guy. I think that's how he's going to start things off. But it was good to see him that they're already trying to do some things with him on the drop. But I think his strength for this team and how they're going to use him and how they're going to get him on the field consistently is through maybe some pass rush stuff there. So keep an eye on that. And again, I liked what I saw with Jabril Cox in coverage as well. Okay, now we'll go to what I saw in the secondary. And it looked like to me, though, that Kelvin Joseph initially probably wasn't ready to practice in day 1. Felt like he was a little bit better in day 2. The movement was better. I think there's some rust with this guy. I think it's going to take him a little opportunity, a little chance to have they're going to be working with the veteran guys now. The rookies are here full time to go through the strength program, the conditioning program, and all that. The quickness, all those things that I think that he's going to have an opportunity to knock some of that rust off, because he didn't look as good in day 1 as he did in day 2. The guy that's looked good, that looked both days that I got to see him play, was that Nahshon Wright, the other cornerback that they drafted from Oregon State. He's the one guy that, to me, when you watched him in coverage, him and another guy, Rashad Robinson, who was from James Madison, who was a tryout guy, were like 2 of the best corners that I saw on the practice, really actually both days. So it'll be interesting to see if they bring this Robinson on and Nahshon Wright. But he was outstanding in press coverage, off coverage. He was able to drive on a ball. Ball was late to the outside. He drove underneath, had an interception. He was in position to make several plays throughout. And these receivers had a hard time getting away from these cornerbacks. The quarterbacks didn't really help. JT Barrett and Brady Davis. They're not going to sign either one of these guys. I just don't see it. It was a windy day, but still.
Do they get any money for being brought in to throw for rookie camp?
I don't think so. I don't think you get. I think you get.
Plane ticket.
You get. Yeah, they fly you in and house you and all that stuff.
T-shirt, shorts.
Maybe you could steal the stuff. I think maybe you could find a way to steal. Put it in your travel bag and.
I would take the stuff.
Head on out, but yeah, that to me is. The two quarterbacks say Wright and Robinson were the two that I really were impressed with the way they were able to play at corner. People were asking me about Odighizuwa playing as that 3 technique of the under tackle. I didn't notice him as much as I noticed Quentin Bohanna, who is the nose tackle or played as the 1 technique in practice. And I walked by the guy after practice. I was thinking, okay, this guy's listed at 327 pounds.
He's listed at 360 on the Cowboys website.
Yeah, that's not right. He's not 360 pounds. He's more of a 327 pound guy. He
crushed my dreams.
That's what he was at Pro Day. He was 327 at Kentucky on Pro Day. So, I feel like that was probably a typo there. But he does not look sloppy at all. And we were thinking, big fat guy. But the way that he was able to get up the field, they were trying to run the ball to the outside of him, and he was able to beat the block of the guard and quickly get up the field and be disruptive. I think that's where he's going to help this team. I don't know how much he's going to help you as a pass rusher, but I think he's going to help you in the running game. I think he's going to help you with that push and then try to work off the block and then get up the field to make some plays. He moves pretty well for a man that size. So this is the first time that the Cowboys have had somebody this big play the position. But, man, the early impressions that I have is not a sloppy guy, got good movement, got some quickness to him, and clearly plays with some power there. So I think the defensive guys that they've picked, at least from that Saturday impression I got, are off to a pretty good start. Again, I think that Kelvin Joseph is going to have to kind of work himself into shape, and then by the time we get to the OTAs and stuff like that, where we have them all and we're able to evaluate a little bit more, his movement will probably be better. His quickness will probably be better because he didn't have it like he had it when you watched him play in the games for Kentucky.